My name is Neil Palmer. I'm a vegetable grower in Westmoreland County, in Pennsylvania, here close to Pittsburgh, 40 miles east of Pittsburgh, and I grow a variety of vegetables here on a diversified vegetable farm. We're open 3 months of the year, July, August, and September, and during that time we harvest basically any type of summer vegetable that might be in season. We do some watermelon and cantaloupe, and that's about it as far as fruit go. And this farm's been in the family now for a few generations, and my grandfather was selling sweet corn and some other vegetables, and then my dad got pretty involved, and in the last 10 years I've come in and tried to do what I can to grow the business. So I was after high school, when I was in college, I was studying business. Then after college, I thought that just seemed like maybe an opportunity to try to advance the business a little bit, help out with my father, and see if I could find any kind of niche to fill. So I started to grow some vegetables, and of course I grew up working on the farm, so I had some experience, and tried to make it, I guess, a business enterprise, business venture, and felt that there was some potential there. Here in the area, I just seem to be a lot of people that were looking for fresh, homegrown, vegetables, and we were kind of one of the only farmers around that were offering some things. So it just kind of grew every year, and the more every year, it just seems that there's more of a demand for varieties of vegetables. There's so much to farming, and there's so many skills that a farmer needs to have, and 10 years into this, I feel like I'm just beginning still, and so I've just been focused on trying to do the best I can to grow really productive vegetable plants with to get good yields and good quality produce. So that's been my focus, just figuring that's the produce sort of sells itself. As far as if it's really good quality, then people keep coming back. So for me, I've really learned that I got to go slow with things, because it's just there's just so much to farming, and each new crop that I try to grow, there's such a learning curve with learning how to grow it. So I've really learned that for me, the best approach is to take things one step at a time, and not to just try and plant an acre or something and then have it be a disastrous crop. It's definitely nice being only open for 3 months, because we can really concentrate all our efforts in that 3 months, and it gives us some time off too, and we get a little bit of time off in the winter. It is difficult working with all part-time seasonal employees. It does make it, that's for me the biggest challenge, because just to find a consistency in workers year after year, and then all the taxes that come in to play for us for unemployment, or the unemployment taxes and all that. So we hire all local people here, and we employ about a dozen seasonal workers, and a lot of the laborers are young kids in high school or college, and they're working just for the summer job, and it makes it really challenging. But I felt that the approach has been to sort of just cultivate a climate of responsibility and commitment among the workers, and then when a new kid comes in and he's young and impressionable, then he follows the example of the older college guys, and that's really worked out well for us, and I feel like we do have a pretty good success with that. We've tried to diversify, and just some years are better for certain crops than others, and some years one crop does really well and then another crop doesn't do so well, and it's really nice to have the profit sort of spread out among a variety of different crops, and the variety has really helped our cash flow and the traffic that we have here, because there are more reasons for people to come out, and with the more of a selection, I feel like that the customer really appreciates that. I try to keep records of everything, because then when it's time to sit down in the winter and figure out, do I need to plant more zucchini or less zucchini, or was zucchini profitable or is it not profitable, then the record, keeping really accurate records, is just really helps me to make the management decisions in the wintertime, as far as how are we going to make things better and change for the better. So it's actually a big part of the job, it seems like, always taking notes and keeping record, and getting the employees to help with that too, and giving them spreadsheets to fill out and charts, so that we can really keep track of sales and all that, especially with the diversification. I mean, there's so much going on with all the varieties of crops that we have. One of the biggest challenges here with a diversified farm is the fact that each crop takes a certain attention and certain equipment and certain skills, and so it's really hard to keep track of every different vegetable crop, and each crop has its own requirements as far as nutrition, getting the land ready for it, and getting the amendments in the soil, and then addressing the pest situation. That's really challenging because every crop has its own pests that it deals with, and so there's a lot of management that goes into the diversification of things, and it can get expensive because a lot of times it's not worth it to buy mechanized equipment when I'm only growing a small amount of a crop. So I have to do a lot by hand, and that's less efficient and takes a lot of work. Fortunately for us, by having a retail market, we can avoid the middleman there and make a little bit more of a profit on our vegetables. So it kind of makes up for our lack of equipment and the additional time and management that goes into the diversification. Doing this for a living, and with vegetable farming being harvesting only for a few months of the year, and those few months, that's when I make the income, and of course prior to those few months of harvesting is when all the expenses come into play, and so every spring it requires a good bit of startup costs, and I've always been concerned about if I had a disastrous year, some sort of major crop failures, how I would have enough money to start up the next season. So I was really thankful to find out that there were some insurance options, to know that if it's not such a great year, that I have that crutch to fall back on with the insurance. So with the AGR Light insurance plan that I have, which I never knew about until last year, and it's really great for somebody like me because I'm covered by the amount of income that I have made in previous years. So it doesn't matter what crop, if there's any kind of a failure with a crop, it doesn't matter what crop, it doesn't matter how many crops there were problems with or whatever. It's all based on income. So it fits so well for me and provides, I feel like it really is providing me some good opportunities. My goals are to sort of personally to get better at to just develop my skills as a farmer, and to be able to provide a little more diversification even than we have, and to provide more of a consistent availability of some of our produce items that customers can come out and consistently have available to them, the vegetables and fruit that they would like. And I actually want to diversify and work on the diversification part of things even more. And I also hope to develop better management strategies to be able to more efficiently run the business. And